ॐ श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम गोपिका जीवनस्मरणं गोविन्दा गोविन्द सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। शुक्लांभरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। नमो नमः सद्गुरुभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो नमः सद्गुरुभ्यो नमो नमः। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेतमपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकातर आजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुः तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि। यस्वानुभावमखिलश्रुतिसारमेकम् अध्यात्मदीपम् अतितितीर्षतां तमोऽन्धं संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यं तं व्याससूनुमुपयामि गुरुं मुनीनाम्। योगीन्द्राय नमस्तस्मै शुकाय ब्रह्मरूपिणे संसारसर्पदष्टं यो विष्णुरातममुमुचते कालव्यालमुखग्रास त्रासनिर्नाशहेतवे श्रीमद्भागवतं शास्त्रं कलौकीरेण भाषितम् एतस्मादपरं किञ्चित् मनःशुद्ध्यै न विद्यते जन्मान्तरे भवेत् पुण्यं तदा भागवतं लभेत् ज्ञानवैराग्यसम्पूर्णान् हरिभक्तिपरायणान् पूर्वाचार्यातहं वन्दे सम्प्रदायप्रवर्तकान् भगवन्नाम साम्राज्य लक्ष्मी सर्वस्वविग्रहं श्रीमद्बोधेन्द्रयोगीन्द्र देशिकेन्द्रम् उपास्महे। कलिकालोचितं धर्मं नाम संकीर्तनात्मकं निर्णेतुमवतीर्णं तं प्रेमिकं सद्गुरुं भजे। हरे रामेति कृष्णेति नाम संकीर्तनं सदा लोकक्षेमाय कुर्वन्तं प्रेमिकं सद्गुरुं भजे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्तेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। धर्मः प्रोज्झितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनम्। श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषिभिस्तत्क्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखात् अमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। श्रीमद्भागवताख्योऽयं प्रत्यक्षः कृष्ण एव हि स्वीकृतोऽसि मया नाथ मुक्त्यर्थं भवसागरे। मनोरथो मदीयोऽयं सफलः सर्वथा त्वया निर्विघ्नेनैव कर्तव्यो दासोऽहं तव केशव। श्रीहरे नमः। श्रीहरे नमः। श्रीहरे नमः। गोपिका जीवनस्मरणं गोविन्दा गोविन्द सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so we'll do a review, I think, from S19, it's from stanza 25. So let me see who we had today here. Sriram, can you do Amuchichi? You can do one half, and Sriram, you can do one half. One of you can do from 25 to end of the 19th, and then 9 more stanzas of the 20th.
Sure, Rajesh. Which one I should do?
You can do the first one if you want. 3.19 left from 25.
Yeah. Okay. Tam muष्टिभिर्विनिघ्नन्दं वज्रसारैरधोक्षजः करेण कर्णमूलेहन् यदा द्वाष्ट्रं मरुत्पदिः स आहतो विश्वजिताहवैन्याय परिप्रमत्कात्र उदोस्तलोचनः विशीर्ण बाह्वङ्ग्रि शिरोरुहो बदत् यदा नगेन्द्रलुलितो नभस्वता.
And the first line is just before the comma. Hyavagnyaya.
Oh, this with the Havakyaya. Okay. Chidau Sayanam Tamakunda Varchasam Karala Damstram Paridashta Satchadam Ajadayo Bhikshya Sasam Surakada Aho Imam Konu Labeta Samstitim Yam Yogina Yoga Samadhi Naraho Dhyayanti Linka Dasato Mumukshaya Tasyesha Taitya Rushabha Padahado Mugam Prabhasyam Stanumutsarjaha Sarjaha Edo Tau Pashadavasya Sabatyada Vasat Kadim Punah Katipai Stanam Prabhatsyate Ajanma Babihi
Prapasyete. On the word.
Prabhasyate Ajanma Babihi Deva Uchuhum Namo Namoste Gile Yajyatandave Tidau Krihita Malasadva Murdaye Tishtya Hadoyam Jagadam Arundadaha Tvatpada Bhaktya Vayamisa Nirvradaha Maitreya Vacha Evam Hiranyaksham Asakhya Vikramam Sasadayitva Harirati Sukaraha Jagama Logam Swam Akanditotswam Smitita Pushkara Vishta Radibihi.
After the comma, second line, Samiditaf. After the comma, Samiditaf Pushkara.
Samitita Pushkara Vishta Radibihi. Maya Yadanuktam Avadideharehe Kritavadarasya Sumitra Seshtitam Yada Iranyaksha Udara Vikramo Mahamrade Kridana Vannirakradaha Sudhau Vacha Idi Kaushara Vakyadam Asarudhya Bhagavat Kadam. Is correct, Rajesh?
Ashutya.
Idi Kaushara Vakyadam.
Kaushara Vakyatam.
Idi Kaushara Vakyadam. Asrudhya Bhagavat Kadam. Chattanandam Param Leve. Mahabhagavadotvija. Anyesham punyaslokanam Uttamaya sasam sadam Ubasudhya bhavan modaha Srivatsangasya kim punaha Yogajendram jashakrastam Dhyayandam saranam bhujam Krosandinam karenonam Kracharado moshayatridam.
And the one word, second word after the comma word, Krichrato Mochayat.
Oh, Karenonam. Kricharato moshayatridam. Correct?
Krichara, you're saying, and the ra, and it's like, it's not cha and the ra, it's a chra, one word, one letter. So, Krichrato Mochayat.
Krichrato moshayatridam.
Yeah.
Tam sugara radyam rujabihi ananyas saranair nirbihi kidangyak kona seveta duraratyama sadhubihi yo vaihiranyakshabadam mahatbudam vikriditam karana sukaratmanaha shrunoti kayatyano moda tejasaha Vimushade Brahma Vadada Vijaha. Second line is correct.
In the Saha, there's no Visarga there. Gayatyanumodaten Jasa.
But that's a single word, right?
Yeah, that's a single word, yeah.
Kayatyano Moda Dejasa Vimuchade Brahma Vadada Vijaha Eden Mahapunyamalam Pavitram धन्यं यशस्यं पदम् आयुराशिषां प्रेणेन्द्रियाणां युधि शौर्यवर्धनम् नारायणेन्द्रकदिरङ्गशृण्वताम्.
Second line, first word, pranendriyana.
प्राणेन्द्रियाणां युधि शौर्यवर्धनम् नारायणोन्दे कदिरङ्ग शृण्वताम्. इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां तृतीयस्कन्धे हिरण्याक्षवधो नाम एकोनविंशोऽध्यायः. Continue, Rajesh.
You can do another 8 stanzas in this, yeah.
Okay. अदो विंशोऽध्यायः. सौनक उवाच महिं प्रदिष्टाम् अद्यस्य सौते स्वयंभुवो नो मनुः कान्यन्व तिष्ठद्वराणि मार्गयावरजन्मनाम्.
Marga, a sound. அதே மாதிரி இந்த first line is swayambhu a sound. Saute swayambhuvo manuhu.
स्वायंभुवो मनुः. ओके. क्षत्ता महाभागवतः कृष्णस्य कान्तिकः सुहृत् यस्तत्या जाग्रजं कृष्णे साभत्यम् अगवानिति द्वैपायनात् अनवरो वा अवरो वा
Anavaro.
द्वैपायनात् अनवरो महीपेतस्य देहजः सर्वात्मनोऽसृतः कृष्णं तत्परांश्चाप्यनुवृतः किम् अन्वपृच्छं मैत्रेयं विरजास्तीर्थसेवया उपगम्य कुशावर्ते आसीनं तत्त्ववित्तमम् तयोः संवदतोः सूद प्रवृत्ता हेमालाः कदाः आभोकाङ्ग इवाग
Ganga ivagagnihi.
आभोगाङ्गा इवाग्निः ह्रेः पदाम्बुजाश्रयः.
And the last word, hare padambujashrayah.
हरे पादाम्बुजाश्रयाः तानः कीर्तय पत्रं ते कीर्तन्योदरणकर्मणः असङ्ख्य को नु तृप्येते हरिलीलामृतं पिबन् एवम् उग्रस्रवपृष्टः ऋषिभिर्नैमिषायनैः भगवत्यर्पितात्या அந்த இடத்துல விசர்கா ராஜேஷ்.
Pitadhyatmah.
भगवत्यर्पितात्यात्मः तानः श्रियतामिति सूतोवाच हरेर्त्रिदक्रोडतनुस्वमायाया निशम्यको रुद्धरणं रसादलात् लीलां हिरण्याक्षम् अवङ्ग्याहदम् सञ्जातहर्षो मुनिमाह भारतः.
You can stop there. The second line, just before the comma, hiranyaksham avagnyaya hatam.
लीलां हिरण्याक्षम् अवध्यया हतम्. ओके.
विदुर उवाच प्रजापतिपति सृष्ट्वा प्रजासर्गे प्रजापतीं किमारभत मे ब्रह्मन् प्रब्रूह्य व्यक्तमार्गविद ये मरीच्यादयो विप्राः यस्तु स्वायम्भुवो मनुः ते वै ब्रह्मण आदेशात् कथमेतदभावयन् सद्वितीयाः किमसृजन् स्वतन्त्रा उत कर्मसु आहोस्वित् संहताः सर्वे इदं स्म समकल्पयन्. मैत्रेय उवाच दैवेन दुर्वितर्क्येण परेण निमिषेण च जातक्षोभाद् भगवतो महानासीद् गुणत्रयाद् रजः प्रधानान्महदः त्रिलिङ्गो दैवचोदिताद् जातः ससर्जभूतादिः वियदादीनि पञ्चशः तानि चैकैकशः स्रष्टुम् असमर्थानि भौतिकम् संहत्य दैवयोगेन हैममण्डमवासृजन् शोषयिष्टाब्दिसलिले आण्डकोशो निरात्मकः साग्रं वै वर्षसहस्रम् अन्ववत्सितमीश्वरः तस्य नाभेरभूत्पद्मं सहस्रार्कोरुदीतिति सर्वजीवनिकायौको यत्र स्वयमभूत् सोऽनुविष्टो भगवदा यस्येदे सलिलाशये लोकसंस्थां यदा पूर्वं निर्ममे संस्थया स्वया ससर्जच्छायया विद्यां पञ्चपर्वाणमग्रदः तामिश्रमन्दतामिश्रं तमो मोहो महातमः विससर्जात्मनः कायं नाभिनन्दं स्तमोमयम् जगृहुर्यक्षरक्षांसि रात्रिं क्षुत्रिक्समुद्भवाम् क्षुत्रिभ्यामुपसृष्टांस्ते तं जग्धुमभिदुद्रुवुः मा रक्षतैनां जक्षत्वम् इत्यूजुः क्षुत्रिर्दर्दिताः देवस्थानाः संविघ्नो मां जक्षद रक्षद अहो मे यक्षरक्षांसि प्रजायूयं बभूविध देवदः प्रभयायाः दिव्यन् प्रमुखदो सृजद ते अहाशुर्देवयन्दो विसृष्टां त्वां प्रभामहः देवो
Sorry, you said Twam, it's Tam there. Visrishtam Tam Prabhamahah.
विसृष्टां तां प्रभामहः देवो देवाञ्च गणदः सृजति स्मातु लोलुपान् त एनं लोलुपतया मैथुनायाभिपेदिरे ततो हसन् स भगवान् असुरैर्निरपत्रपैः अन्वीयमानस्तरसा क्रुद्धो भीतः परापतत् स उपव्रज्य वरदम् प्रपन्नार्तिहरं हरिम् अनुग्रहाय भक्तानाम् अनुरूपात्मदर्शनम् पाहि मां परमात्मंस्ते प्रेषणेनासृजं प्रजाः ता इमायभितुं पापा उपाक्रामन्ति मां प्रभो त्वमेकः किल लोकानां क्लिष्टानां क्लेशनाशनः त्वमेकः क्लेशदस्तेषाम् अनासन्नपदां तव सोऽवधार्यास्य कार्पण्यं विविक्त्याध्यात्मदर्शनः विमुञ्जात्मतनुं घोराम् इत्युक्तो विमुमोचः तां क्वणच्छरणाम्बोजां मदविह्वललोचनां काञ्जीकलापविलसद्दुघूलच्छन्नरोदसम् अन्योन्यश्लेषयोत्तुङ्गनिरन्तरपयोदराम् सुनासां स्विद्विजां स्निग्धहासलीलावलोकनाम् गूहन्तीं व्रीडयात्मानं नीलालगवरूधिनीम् उपलभ्यासुराधर्म सर्वे सम्मुमुहुस्त्रियम् अहो रूपमहो धैर्यम् अहो अस्या नवं वयः मध्ये कामयमानानाम् अकामेव विसर्पति ओम श्री हरये नमः ओम श्री हरये नमः श्री हरये नमः
Yes, very good. All right, so we'll just complete. I think we still have a little bit of meaning left on 20, but like we said, 20 is a little bit of a recap of things which have already happened. So I'll just touch on the main things only. Like we said, because the questions are getting asked of what did Brahma do later? How did creation go further? What did all the Manus do? What did Swayambhuva Manu do and everything? Maitreya is doing a little bit of recap of the Sarga, which is kind of all the first 6 things which are happening, which Bhagavan creates up to the point of Brahma and everything. And then what Brahma is creating is called the Visarga. So the Visarga also he is describing. So Sarga, he talks of, there's a recap of everything, including how Brahma is coming. And then when Brahma is starting, he again or the Visarga is starting, he again touches on the five things which Brahma first creates, which we discussed was the framework for all beings to exist. One was saying, one is little bit of an ignorance of not knowing who you are, right? We all don't know who we truly are. That ignorance is there. Then there is an illusion or moham we have of I am the body. Then there is a mahamoham, because I know I am the body, I have all this possessiveness of things being mine. And then the next is the tamishram, which comes is when the possessiveness gets disturbed or somebody attacks it or takes it. Then there's a tamishram anger which comes, and then under tamishram, which is kind of blinded with anger, which is the extreme state of it, which is almost equivalent to death. He says these five things are getting created, which you already saw. Then in previously we had discussed about, which is not covered here, but I'm kind of recapping the 10 things, right? So these things are getting created. Then there was said, okay, then all the vegetation comes, then all the animals, vegetation where the food is going bottom to top, animals where the food is going left to right, So that is happening, but that's not captured, said here much. But towards the end, we spoke about how all the various demigods and all the other beings are created, and it all got condensed in two lines in one of the earlier chapters. Here they're explaining those in a little bit more detail, right? Not too much detail, but a little bit more detail, so we'll kind of touch on it, right? So like we said, Brahma is like the creative intelligence from where everything is coming. All at the end of the day, the various things which are coming, if you think of the three gunas which Brahma is able to work with, from that the various beings are going to come, just like how we saw in Virat Purusha. We said from the various body parts of Virat Purusha, the various things came. But really, Virat Purusha does not have a body, right? So it is kind of saying from the energy of Virat Purusha, various things came. Exactly same concept is going to apply here. So first it says the tamasic nature of Brahma's energy, which was there, which created all of these things. Brahma wanted to discard that energy. So he was shedding off that body. That's how it says. But really, what he's saying is from the tamasic energy of Brahma, which created all of these five things we spoke about earlier, came the yakshas and the rakshasas. So they are the beings which are built on the tamasic energy of Brahma. In the end, I'll summarize all the beings, but right now we just kind of go through one by one. So yakshas and rakshasas come from the tamasic energy of Brahma. And because they are tamasic, ignorance or dark in nature, they are associated with night, right? Because night is considered dark. So it's considered, they're going to divide this whole thing into day, twilight, and night and say who is what. So because these yakshas, rakshasas are the tamasic energy, so they are associated with night, and that's why there's always that correlation. But really, it's because of the dark nature of it, right? And because they are being ignorant, like what happened with the Rudras, they are coming and trying to attack Brahma too. They're trying to come and fight with Brahma. But Brahma is like, okay, he's overpowering that and he moves on. Then next, what happens is from the sattvic energy of Brahma come the Devas, who are the demigods who are there in the Swarga Lokam. He said Bhuvaha, Suvaha, right? The Suvaha, that's the Swarga Lokam which is there, which is managed by Indra and Agni, all the Devas. So like we long time back when I was giving the example of how from the Virat the various things are coming, I said the definitions are done of what is Indra, what is Agni, what role they are going to play. But there was no soul or beings which were taking that role, right? So those now here saying those beings are now taking those roles, which are all coming from the Sattva Guna of Brahma. Next, the third one which is left is the Rajas of Brahma. So he says the bottom of Brahma, like I said, Brahma does not have a body. So, but this is kind of saying the bottom of the body refers to the Rajas, which is intense passion and desire, which is there. So from the intense and passion and the lust which is there, which is getting triggered, which is the Rajas, from there comes the demons. The Asuras come from that, right? So the Asuras are associated with that intense energy and passion and lust and all of that, we say are Asura qualities because they're primarily driven by the Rajas quality, right? So when that energy Brahma is shedding, the Asuras are taking over, and those beings come about from the energy of Brahma. And very similar to how the Yakshas and the Gandharvas, these Asuras now are coming towards Brahma because it says they are in so much lust that they can't even control who they are falling, who they are getting attached to it and passionate with, right? So anyway, so when anything like that happens, what we all should do, which what Brahma also does, is he goes and prays to Bhagavan and say, I'm getting attacked on, I'm trying to discard my tamasic energy, I'm trying to discard my rajas energy, but they all keep coming to me, right? And what it really means is, even though while you discard these energies off, it's not going to go away, it's going to keep coming back to you, right? So which is what is happening when they say these people are attacking Brahma. They are not physically attacking Brahma, these qualities are coming back again and again. So Brahma then prays, and Bhagavan says, only way for you is to continue to meditate on me, so these qualities don't come back to you, and you remain pure in your duty of sattva guna to continue the process of creation, right? So Brahma continues, so these things don't take over. Then later on, and so this rajas which is there, that becomes the twilight zone, right? So we saw the daylight, which was the sattvic energy of Brahma, from where devas come. It's called, that's the day. The tamasic energy, which the yakshas and the gandharvas come out of, becomes the night, and the rajas which comes is the passion, which is the twilight zone, right? So that's why, in even during the Diti and Kashyapa's conversation, Kashyapa said, this is not the time to feel passion, that is associated with this time, but this is a time to be praying to Lord Shiva and other times, and not to get into it, because this is owned by the demons and the asuras, who are driven by passion. Anyway, so then it goes on to very quickly talks about the Vidyadharas, Kim Purushas, Kinnaras, Nagas, right? Talks about the various beings. So there are about 10 beings which are getting created. So we spoke about Yakshas, Rakshasas, then the Devas, which are 3, then the 4 was the Asuras, which are 4, then the 5th are the Gandharvas, then there is Kim Purushas, Kinnaras, Nagas, and Pitas, and Sadhyas. 10. I'll send you the list later. So these 10 different types of beings are getting created, right? And for example, each of them are different levels of consciousness. They all reside in the different worlds. So the Nagas are those who reside in the Nagalokam, which is the very bottom of the Patala, right? In that region, it's ruled by the Nagas. It talks about how, the Gandharvas and the Apsaras are beings who serve the demigods like Indra. So they're associated with Indras and all of that. It talks about, any of you have been to Egypt, you might have seen, the Sphinx, and you must have seen other things which looks like half man, half animal. So here it says the Kim Purushas are like combination of human and animal-like beings. And the Kinnaras are like a common, like, centaur, if you heard of that centaur, which is a half horse, half man. It has like the body of the head of a man, but the body of a horse. This is the Kinnaras are like that. They are like mythical beings who are a combination of, it looks like a horse and it looks like a human. So they're a combination of this. Anyway, each of them have a role to play in the various worlds. And some of these names will keep coming. The Kim Purushas, Gandharvas, so some of them are all positive nature beings. Most of these are positive natured beings, right? The Gandharvas, they all come and celebrate when Krishna Avataram happens, when Kurma Avataram happens, and Gandharvas will come and celebrate. So they are all associated with music and arts, and they're all positive beings. Then there are some beings which are, of course, little bit negative and tamasic energy, like the Nagas and the Asuras, and Yakshas are positive beings anyways. Rakshasas have a little bit of tamasic nature. Anyway, so all these things are just quickly summarizing. These are all the various beings who are actually coming about, because from next chapter onwards, 21, we're going to start with humans, right? Which is going to, Swayambhuva Manu's creation is going to start. So these are all the other things that Brahma continues to create.
Rajesh,
Now,
so the what we just talked about, is it Brahma defining the Asura's role and Deva's role?
no,
The
think of
reason
it
I'm
as,
asking is we learned that they are children of Kashyapa and Didi, and then Kashyapa and Aditi, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
is that connected?
Yeah. So the way you got to think of this is, at the end of the day, right now, what they're talking about is the certain energy that is there, right? So if you think of, we all have a combination of different energy depending on how we are feeling or how we are behaving on a given time, right? So this entire world existence is not just sattvic energy. There are positive energies, there are negative energies, and there are passion. All of these things are there. And there are so many roles which are played by different beings in all the 14 worlds, right? So when Brahma, when he says he creates some of them, right? Like the question you're asking is, he's able to create the energy which is associated with those beings, which defines those beings. Later on, when they are born, like to Kashyapa and Aditi, and Kashyapa and Aditi beings are born, like when Hiranyaksha is born. Hiranyaksha is born at one time. Ravana is born much later, but Ravana is considered a Rakshasa too, right? So what he's really talking about is the categories and the classification of these beings.
Okay.
Over a period of several thousands and thousands of years, beings are continued to be born who take on one of those categories which are there.
Okay.
So he's not necessarily creating all the yakshas at one point in time. Yakshas are continuing, the souls which are taking a yaksha being, if you will.
Okay.
Right
So
now
that
also,
energy level is defined.
energy level is defined, what it is, and all of that, and they all occupy various place in the 14 worlds, right? And then as the soul is taking on different body or different being, depending on what it needs to take, it goes and picks one of these due to, which is a very complicated topic based on several conditions. It just goes and picks it, right? So Prahlada, although he's a great being, he's born in the clan of Asuras, right? To Hiranyakashipu,
Yeah.
right? So that's what it is. It's just kind of saying all these beings are created, all of which is coming from Brahma at the end of the day. If you kind of go back in the pyramid, it's all going to come from Brahma.
Okay.
Right?
Thank you, Rajesh.
Okay.
Rajesh, Yaksha and Rakshasa, are they the same? They're not, right?
They are not, because in the different, slightly different. Yakshas are a little bit more like, on the positive side, on the helping side of things, while the Rakshasas are a little bit not as much on the helping side of things.
Okay, thanks.
I don't know too much of the detail for the several levels clicks down, but at the surface level, that's what it is, right? Okay, let's see who. I think a lot of people are not here today, so I think Sundari, you and Vani can be student first off. Okay, so 33. Vitarkayanto bahudha, comma, tam sandhyam pramada kritim abhisambhavya vishrambhat, put a plus, paryapritchan kumedasah. Vitarkayanto bahudha tam sandhyam pramada kritim abhisambhavya vishrambhat paryapritchan kumedasah.
वितर्कयान्तो बहुधा तां सन्ध्यां प्रमदाकृतिम् अभिसम्भाव्य विश्रम्भात् पर्यपृच्छन् कुमेधसः
वितर्कयन्तो बहुधा तां सन्ध्यां प्रमदाकृतिम् अभिसम्भाव्य विस्रम्भात् पर्यपृच्छन् कुमेधसः.
Rajesh, second line, there's no comma, right? It's one line.
Continue. Vishrambhat paryapruchan.
Thank you.
Kasi kasyasi rambhoru, comma, ko vartastetra bhamini rupa dravina panyena, comma, dhurbagano vibhadase. Kasi kasyasi rambhoru ko vartastetra bhamini rupa dravina panyena dhurbagano vibhadase.
कासि कस्यासि रम्भोरु को वार्थस्तेऽत्र भामिनी रूपद्रविणपण्येन दुर्भगान्नो विभाधसे.
कासि कस्यासि रम्भोरु को वार्तस्तेऽत्र भामिनी रूपद्रविणपुण्येन दुर्भगानो विभाधसे.
Panyena, Ravina Panyena. Is it Punyena there? It's
Oh, yeah, Panyena.
Yava Kachit Twamabale, comma, Dishtya Sandarshanam Tava, Utsunokshi Kshamananam, one word, Kanduka Kridaya Manaha. Yava Kachit Twamabale, Dishtya Sandarshanam Tava, Utsunoshi Kshamananam, Kanduka Kridaya Manaha.
या वा कच्चित्त्वमबले दिष्ट्या सन्दर्शनं तव उत्सुनो क्षीक्षमाणानां कन्दुकक्रीडया मनः
The first word kachit tumabale.
काचित्त्वमबले
या वा काचित् त्वमबले दिष्ट्या सन्दर्शनं तव उत्सुनो शीक्षमाणानां कन्दुकक्रीडया मनः
Naikatra te jayati shalini pada padmam, gnantya muhuh kara talena patat patangam, madhyam vishidati brihat stana bhara bhitam, shanteva drishtiramala su shikha samuhaha. नैकत्र ते जयति शालिनि पादपद्मं घ्नन्त्या मुहुः करतलेन पतत्पतङ्गं मध्यं विषीदति बृहत्स्तनभारभीतं शान्तेव दृष्टिरमलासु शिखासमूहः
नैकत्र ते जयति शालिनि पादपद्मं घ्नन्त्या मुहुः करतलेन पतत्पतङ्गं मध्यं विषीदति बृहस्तनभारभीतं शान्तेव दृष्टिरमला सुशिखा समूहः
नैकत्र ते जयति शालिनि पादपद्मं घ्नन्त्या मुहुः करतलेन पतत्पतङ्गं मध्यं विषीदति बहु स्तनभारभीतं शान्तेव दृष्टिरमला सुशिखा समूहः
Third line brihat stana.
मध्यं विषीदति बृहत् स्तनभारभीतम्
Iti sayantanim sandhyam, just putting an im there, comma. Next word starts with a asura pramadayatim pralobhayantim jagruhuhu, put a visarga comma. Next on the ma, there is a ir that will go away. Matva mudha dhiyastriyam. Iti sayantanim sandhyam asura pramadayatim प्रलोभयन्तीं जगृहुः मत्वा मूढधियस्त्रियम्
इति सायन्तनीं सन्ध्याम् असुराः प्रमदायतीं प्रलोभयन्तीं जगृहुः मत्वा मूढधियस्त्रियम्
इति सायन्तनीं सन्ध्याम् असुराः प्रमदायतीं प्रलोभयन्तीं जगृहुः मत्वा मूढधियस्त्रियम्
रहस्य भाव गंभीरम जिग्रन्त्यात्मानम् आत्मना, just breaking at that ma, जिग्रन्त्यात्मानम् आत्मना कान्त्या ससर्ज भगवान् गंधर्वाप्सरसां गणान्, so गंधर्वास अप्सरास प्रहस्य भाव गंभीरम जिग्रन्त्यात्मानमात्मना कान्त्या ससर्ज भगवान् गंधर्वाप्सरसां गणान्
रहस्य भावगम्भीरं जिघ्रन्त्यात्मानमात्मना कान्त्या ससर्ज भगवान् गन्धर्वाप्सरसां गणान्
प्रहस्य भावगम्भीरं जिघ्रन्त्यात्मानमात्मना कान्त्या ससर्ज भगवान् गन्धर्वाप्सरसां गणान्
विससर्ज तनुं तां वै ज्योत्स्नां कान्तिमतीं प्रियां त एव चाददुः प्रीत्या विश्वावसु पुरोगमाः विससर्ज तनुं तां वै ज्योत्स्नां कान्तिमतीं प्रियां त एव चाददुः प्रीत्या विश्वावसु पुरोगमाः
विससर्ज तनुं तां वै ज्योत्स्नां कान्तिमतीं प्रियां त एव चाददुः प्रीत्या विश्वावसु पुरोगमाः
विससर्ज तनुं तां वै ज्योत्स्नां कान्तिमतीं प्रियां तयेव चाददुः प्रीत्या विश्वावसु पुरोगमाः
सृष्ट्वा भूत पिशाचांश्च भगवान् आत्मतन्द्रिना दिग्वाससो मुक्तकेशान्, वीक्ष्य चामीलयत् दृशौ सृष्ट्वा भूतपिशाचांश्च भगवान् आत्मतन्द्रिणा दिग्वाससो मुक्तकेशान् वीक्ष्य चामीलयदृशौ
सृष्ट्वा भूतपिशाचांश्च भगवान् आत्मतन्द्रिणा दिग्वाससो मुक्तकेशान् वीक्ष्य चामीलयदृशौ
स्पृष्ट्वा भूतपिशाचांश्च भगवान् आत्मतन्द्रिणा दिग्वाससो केशान् वीक्ष्य चामीलयदृशौ.
Funny, that first word is srishtva.
Spruštva, right?
No, srishtva.
Srishtva, right. Srishtva, yeah.
Jagruhus tad visrishtam tam, jrimbhanakhyam tanum prabhoho nidram indriya vikledo, yaya bhuteshu drishyate yenochishtan dharshayanti, tamunmadam prachakshate. Jagruhustadvisrishtam tam jrimbhanakhyam tanum prabhoho nidramindriya vikledo yaya bhuteshu drishyate yenochishtan dharshayanti tamunmadam prachakshate.
जगृहुस्तद्विसृष्टां तां जृम्भणाख्यां तनुं प्रभोः निद्रामीन्द्रियविक्लेदो यया भूतेषु दृश्यते येनोच्छिष्टान् दर्शयन्ति तमुन्मादं प्रचक्षते
जगृहस्तद्विसृष्टां तां जृम्भणाख्यां तनुं प्रभो निद्रामिन्द्रियविक्लेदो यया भूतेषु दृश्यते येनोच्छिष्टान् दर्शयन्ति तमुन्मादं प्रचक्षते.
Urjasvantam manyamanaha, add a visarga and comma there. Atmanam bhagavanajah sadhyan ganan pitr ganan, parokshena srijat prabhu. So this pithas, it's coming, like I think we might have talked briefly about it sometime back. So like we said, there's a transition point, right, between birth, where you're still there, your soul is still in existence, right, before it takes another birth, which is like the Pitru Lokam, which is there. There are the souls which are there, which is the Pitras, the ancestors, before they take birth. At the same time, there are also people who manage that, who are responsible for taking care of the Pitru Lokam, who are also referred to as Pitas or Pitras. But there's also a little bit, and I don't know too much details about it. So even after you've taken birth, so till the point, take the next birth, although your soul has left the body, you have no connection to that previous birth, right? There is still like a little bit of imprint or memory which is still there till the next birth happens. You still, have some connections which are still, it's not completely dissolved, but you don't remember. I don't know, it's a little bit subtle, because once you leave, generally you move on, but you still remember some memory, and there's some connections which might still be there. But anyway, this is a transition point, which is the Pitrus, which is coming there. Urjasvantam manyamanah atmanam bhagavanajah sadhyan ganan pitrganan parokshena srijat prabhu.
ऊर्जस्वन्तं मन्यमानः आत्मानं भगवानजः साध्यान् गणान् पितृगणान् परोक्षेण सृजत् प्रभुः
ऊर्जस्वन्तं मन्यमानः आत्मानं भगवानजः साध्यान् गणान् पितृगणान् परोक्षेणासृजत् प्रभुः.
Rajesh, is there a visarga in the first line after manyamana?
Manyamanaha.
Okay, note like that.
You just add it because you're putting a comma there. We are adding that.
Thank you.
The Atma Sargam Tam Kayam, Pitarah Pratipedire, Sadhyebhyascha Pitrubhyascha, Kavayo Yadbitanvate. The Atma Sargam Tam Kayam, Pitarah Pratipedire, Sadhyebhyascha Pitrubhyascha, Kavayo Yadbitanvate.
आत्मसर्गं तं कायं पितरः प्रतिपेदिरे साध्येभ्यश्च पितृभ्यश्च कवयो यद्वितन्वते
त आत्मसर्गं तं कायं पितरः प्रतिपेदिरे साध्येभ्यश्च पितृभ्यश्च कवयो यद्वितन्वते
सिद्धान् विद्याधरांश्चैव तिरोधानेन सोऽसृजत् तेभ्यो ददात् tam atmanam, just breaking it, tebhyo dadatam atmanam, next word starts with a antardhanakyam adbhutam. So siddhas vidyadharas. I think this vidyadhara, I can check quickly. I think in Krishna Avataram there's a snake which comes, which is called as Sudarshana. And then when Krishna then touches it with his feet and the Sudarshana comes back, I think it takes the form of a Vidyadhara. I'll go and double check. I think that person comes again. It's just higher beings who get cursed, and then he becomes a snake, and then Krishna's feet will touch that snake, and then he'll transform into take the shape of a Vidyadhara and go back to his land. I'll confirm in a second, but I think that's that. Anyway, here's Siddhas and Vidyadharas. सिद्धान् विद्याधरांश्चैव तिरोधानेन सोऽसृजते तेभ्यो ददात्तमात्मानम् अन्तर्धानाख्यमद्भुतम्
सिद्धान् विद्याधरांश्चैव तिरोधानेन सोऽसृजत् तेभ्यो ददात्तम् आत्मानम् अन्तर्धानाख्यमद्भुतम्
सिद्धान् विद्याधरांश्चैव तिरोधानेन सोऽसृजत् तेभ्यो ददात्तमात्मानम् अन्तर्दानाख्यमद्भुतम्
स किन्नरान् किं पुरुषान् प्रत्यात्मेनासृजत् प्रभुः. That's one word. प्रत्यात्मेनासृजत् प्रभुः. This next one is also a long word, cannot break it. Manayan atmanatmanam. Manayan atmana atmanam. So three words there. At that ma you put a break in, comma. Atma bhasam vilokayan. Sakinharan kim purushan pratyatmena srijat prabhu. Manayan atmanatmanam. Atma bhasam vilokayan.
स किन्नरान् किं पुरुषान् प्रत्यात्मेनासृजत् प्रभुः मानयन्नात्मनात्मानम् आत्माभासं विलोकयन्
स किन्नरान् किं पुरुषान् प्रत्यात्मेनासृजत् प्रभुः मानयन्नात्मना आत्मानम् आत्माभासं विलोकयन्.
There, that atmanam, you don't have to say it as a separate word, it kind of gets joined with the previous word. So manayannatmanatmanam.
Manayanatmanatmanam.
ராஜஸ்ரீ அந்த முதல் லைன்ல வந்து பிரத்யாத்மியே நாஸ்ருஜத் பிரபு அது கரெக்டா சீரியஸ்?
You said it correct, and there's no, you cannot break that word. It's a couple of sandhis in there. So
Okay, how should we say that?
like the way you said right now, pratyatmena srijat prabhu.
Okay, thank you.
Tetu taj jagruhu rupam, tyaktam yat parameshthina mithuni bhuya gayantah, that is goes away, visarga kama, tamevoshasi karmabhihi. Tetu taj jagruhu rupam tyaktam yat parameshthina mithuni bhuya gayantah tamevoshasi karmabhihi.
ते तु तज्जगृहुः रूपं त्यक्तं यत् परमेष्ठिना मिथुनीभूय गायन्तः तमेवोषसि कर्मभिः
ते तु तज्जगृहं रूपं त्यक्तं यत् परमेष्ठिना मिथुनीभूय गायन्तः तमेवोषसि कर्मभिः.
That first line, jagruhu.
ते तु तज्जगृहुः.
Yeah. Dehena vai bhogavatha,
It is Jagruhu is what I have.
Yeah. I
Why
heard
is
you say Jagruhum.
Jagruhum?
Jagruhu
Oh, I
is
said.
correct. Yeah.
Oh,
You must have just said Jagruhum by mistake. That's why I checked it.
thank you.
देहेन वै भोगवथा, शयानो बहुचिन्तया, सर्गेनु पचिते क्रोधात्. The do that is there, we're going to break it, put it क्रोधात्. उत्ससर्जः तद्वपुः. देहेन वै भोगवता शयानो बहुचिन्तया, सर्गेनु पचिते क्रोधात् उत्ससर्जः तद्वपुः.
देहेन वै भोगवता शयानो बहुचिन्तया सर्गेऽनुपचिते क्रोधात् उत्ससर्जः तद्वपुः
देहेन वै भोगवता शयानो बहुचिन्तया सर्गेऽनुपचितो क्रोधात् उत्ससर्जः तद्वपुः.
Second line, first word, sargenu pachite krodhat.
सर्गेऽनुपचिते क्रोधात् उत्ससर्जः तद्वपुः.
All right, we'll switch halfway, 1/3. I think I messed up the times today, but that's okay. Kalpana, you can be a student, and Vijaya, you can be a student. Yehi yanta mutah keshaha. So you have to add a visarga there. It won't be there. Add a visarga and a comma. Keshaha. Ahayastenga jagnire. Sarpah prasarpatah kruraha. Again, add a visarga there. Won't be there. Add a comma. Kruraha. Naga bhogoru kandaraha. Ye hiyantamutah keshaha. Ahayastenga jagnire. Sarpah prasarpatah kruraha. Naga bhogoru kandaraha.
ये हीयन्तामुतः केशाः अहयस्तेऽङ्गजज्ञिरे सर्पा प्रसर्पतः क्रूराः नागाभोगोरुकन्दराः.
एहि यन्तामुदकेशाः अहयस्तेङ्ग जिग्निरे सर्पा प्रसर्पदगृराः नागाभोगोरुकन्धराः.
स आत्मानं मन्यमानः, कृत कृत्यम् इवात्मभूः तदा मनून् ससर्जान्ते, मनसा लोकभावनान्. स आत्मानं मन्यमानः कृतकृत्यमिवात्मभूः तदा मनून् ससर्जान्ते मनसा लोकभावनान्.
स आत्मानं मन्यमानः कृतकृत्यम् इवात्मभूः तदा मनून् ससर्जान्ते मनसा लोकभावनान्.
सः आत्मानं मन्यमानः कृतकृत्यम् इवात्मभूः तदा मनून् ससर्जान्ते मनसा लोकभावनान्.
तेभ्यः सोत्यसृजत्, one word, सोत्यसृजत् स्वीयं, पुरं पुरुषम् आत्मवान् तान् दृष्ट्वा ये पुरा सृष्टाः, प्रशशंसुः प्रजापतिम्. तेभ्यः सोत्यसृजत् स्वीयं पुरं पुरुषमात्मवान् तान् दृष्ट्वा ये पुरा सृष्टाः प्रशशंसुः प्रजापतिम्.
तेभ्यः सोऽत्यसृजत् स्वीयं पुरं पुरुषमात्मवान् तान् दृष्ट्वा ये पुरा सृष्टाः प्रशशंसु प्रजापतिम्.
तेभ्यस्योऽस्त्यसृजत् स्वीयं पुरं पुरुषम् आत्मवान् तान् दृष्ट्वा ये पुरा सृष्टाः प्रशंसुः प्रजापतिम्.
अहो एतच् जगत् स्रष्टः, सुकृतं बत ते कृतं प्रतिष्ठिताः क्रिया यस्मिन्, Sakam annam adamahe. Sakam annam adamahe. Aho hi jagat srashtah sukrutam patate kritam pratisthitah kriyayasmin sakamannam adamahe.
अहो ये तज्जगत्स्रष्टः सुकृतं पतते कृतं प्रतिष्ठिता क्रिया यस्मिन् साकमन्नम् अदामहे
अहो एतज्जगत्पृष्टः सुकृतं पतते कृतं प्रतिष्ठिता क्रिया यस्मिन् सागम् अन्नम् अतामहे
Tapasa vidyaya yukto, yogena susamadhina, rishin rishir, if you want to break it, rishin rishir hrishikeshaha, sasarjhabi matah prajaha. Tapasa vidyaya yukto yogena susamadhina, rishin rishir hrishikeshaha, sasarjhabi matah prajaha.
तपसा विद्यया युक्तो योगेन सुसमाधिना ऋषिर्ऋषिकेशः ससर्जाभिमता प्रजाः
तपसा विद्यया युक्तो योगेन समाधिना ऋषिकेशः ससर्जाभिमता प्रजाः
Sorry, go ahead. Made a question. Tebhyash chaikaikashas swasya, dehasyamsham adadajah. I'm just breaking at that ma. Dehasyamsham adadajah. Yattat samadhi yogardhi. Put a plus. Tapo vidya virakti mate. Last lines together. तेभ्यश्चैकैकशस्वस्य देहस्यांशमदादजः यत्तत् समाधियोगर्धितपो विद्या विरक्तिमत्.
तेभ्यैश्चैकैकशः स्वस्य देहस्यांशमदादजः यत्तत्समाधियोगर्धि तपो विद्या विरक्तिमत्
तेभ्यश्चैकैकशस्वस्य देहस्यांसम् अदात्तजः यत्तत्समाधियोगर्ति तपो विद्या विरक्तिमत्
इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां तृतीयस्कन्धे विंशोऽध्यायः.
श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां तृतीयस्कन्धे विंशोऽध्यायः
इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां तृतीयस्कन्धे विंशोऽध्यायः
Ata ekavimshodhyayah. So from here, which is 21st chapter, all the way to the end of the Tritiya Skandam, 33rd chapter is Kapilopakyanam. So what Bhattacharya covered in 2 chapters, 14 and 15, 2 chapters. This is 13 chapters of Kapilopakyanam, which is primarily the conversation is going to be between Kapila and Devahuti. It goes into excruciating details on so many different topics. But anyway, first I'll probably grab a few minutes to say some of the meaning of this chapter today. But Vidura Vacha Swayambhuvasya cha manoho visarga comma. There is a ir on top of the va that will go away. Vamshaf parama sammatah katyatam bhagavan yatra comma maitunenaidhire prajaha. That's one word. विदुरौवाच स्वायम्भुवस्य च मनोः वंशः परमसम्मतः कथ्यतां भगवन्यत्र मैथुनैनेधिरे प्रजाः.
विदुरोवाच स्वायम्भुवस्य च मनोः वंशः परमसम्मतः कथ्यतां भगवन्यत्र मैथुनेनैधिरे प्रजाः
पितुरुवाच स्वायम्भुवस्य च मनोः वंशः परमसम्मतः कथ्यतां भगवन्यत्र मैथुनेनैतिरे प्रजाः
प्रियव्रतो उत्तानपादो but combined together प्रियव्रतोत्तानपादौ सुतौ स्वायम्भुवस्य वै यथा धर्मं जुगुपतुः सप्तद्वीपवतीं महीम् प्रियव्रतोत्तानपादौ सुतौ स्वायम्भुवस्य वै यथा धर्मं जुगुपतुः सप्तद्वीपवतीं महीम्
प्रियव्रतोत्थानपादौ सुतौ स्वायम्भुवस्य वै यथा धर्मं जुगुपतुः सप्तद्वीपवतीं महीम्
प्रियव्रतो उत्तानपादौ सुधौ स्वायम्भुवस्य वै यदा धर्मं जुगुपतुः सप्तद्वीपवतीं महीम्.
And the Uttana, you don't have to, cannot separate it because it's like a Sandhi is coming there. So it's Priyavratottana Pado, O sound will come there instead of the U sound there. Okay.
Okay.
Tasya vai duhita Brahman, Devahutiti Vishruta, Patni Prajapate Rukta, Kardamasya Tvayanagha. तस्य वै दुहिता ब्रह्मन् देवहूतीति विश्रुता पत्नी प्रजापतिरुक्ता कर्दमस्य त्वया नघ
तस्य वै दुहिता ब्रह्मन् देवहूतीति विश्रुता पत्नी प्रजापतिरुक्ता कर्दमस्य त्वया नघ
तस्य वै दुहिता ब्रह्मन् देवहूतीति विश्रुता पत्नी प्रजापतिरुक्ता कर्दमस्य त्वया नः
तस्यां तवै महायोगी युक्तायां योगलक्षणैः ससर्ज कतिधा वीर्यं तन्मे शुश्रूषवे वद तस्यां स वै महायोगी युक्तायां योगलक्षणैः ससर्ज कतिधा वीर्यं तन्मे शुश्रूषवे वद
तस्यां स वै महायोगी युक्तायां योगलक्षणैः ससर्ज कतिधा वीर्यं तन्मे शुश्रूषवे वद
तस्यां स वै महायोगी युक्तायां योगलक्षणैः ससर्ज कथिता वीर्यं तन्मे शुश्रूषवे वद.
Again, the first line, the Mahayogi. I think I heard a Maho or something there.
Mahayogi.
Ruchiryo Bhagavan Brahman, Daksho va Brahmanas Sutah, Yata Sasarja Bhutani, Labdva Bharyam cha Manavim. Ruchiryo Bhagavan Brahman, Daksho va Brahmanas Sutah, Yata Sasarja Bhutani, Labdva Bharyam cha Manavim.
रुचिर्यो भगवान् ब्रह्मन् दक्षो वा ब्रह्मणः सुतः यथा ससर्ज भूतानि लब्ध्वा भार्यां च मानवीम्
रुचिर्यो भगवान् ब्रह्मन् दक्षो वा ब्रह्मणः सुतः यदा ससर्ज भूतानि लब्ध्वा भार्यां च मानवीम्.
Maitreyo vacha प्रजा सृजेति भगवान् कर्दमो ब्रह्मणोदितः सरस्वत्यां तपस्तेपे सहस्राणां समादश. मैत्रेयो वाच प्रजा सृजेति भगवान् कर्दमो ब्रह्मणोदितः सरस्वत्यां तपस्तेपे सहस्राणां समादश.
मैत्रेय उवाच प्रजासृजेति भगवान् कर्दमो ब्रह्मणोदितः सरस्वत्यां तपस्तेपे सहस्राणां समादश.
मैत्रेय उवाच प्रजासृजेति भगवान् कर्दमो ब्रह्मणोदितः मैत्रेय उवाच प्रजासृजेति भगवान् कर्तमो ब्रह्मणोऽथितः सरस्वत्यां तपस्तेपे सहस्राणां समादश दश
ततः समाधियुक्तेन क्रियायोगेन कर्दमः संप्रपेदे हरिं भक्त्या शुषम् ततः समाधियुक्तेन क्रियायोगेन कर्दमः संप्रपेदे हरिं भक्त्या प्रपन्नवरदाशुषम्
ततः समाधियुक्तेन क्रियायोगेन कर्दमः संप्रपेदे हरिं भक्त्या प्रपन्नवरदाशुषम्
ततः समाधियुक्तेन क्रियायोगेन कर्तमः सम्प्रपेद हरिं भक्त्या प्रपन्नवरदा शुषम्.
I think we'll skip the meaning today. We'll just finish it because I think I messed up the timing a little bit when I transitioned. Anyway, Tavat prasanno bhagavan, pushkarakshah krite yuge, darshayamasa tam kshattah, shabdam. I think some books will have shabdam. Mine had shabdam. Change it to shabdam. Shabdam brahma dadatvapuhu. तावत् प्रसन्नो भगवान् पुष्कराक्षः कृते युगे दर्शयामास तं क्षत्तः शाब्दं ब्रह्म ददद्वपुः.
तावत् प्रसन्नो भगवान् पुष्कराक्ष कृते युगे दर्शयामास तं क्षत्तः शाब्दं ब्रह्म ददद्वपुः.
तावत् प्रसन्नो भगवान् पुष्कराक्षकृते युगे दर्शयामास तं क्षत्तः शाब्दं ब्रह्म तदत्वबुः.
The next three stanzas, very beautiful description of Bhagavan that Kardama sees, which I'll explain in the meaning when we come to the description there. Satam virajam arkabham, sita padmotpala srajam, snigdha leelalaka vrata, put a plus, vaktrabjam virajombaram. Satam virajamarkabham sitapadmotpalasrajam snigdhalilaalakavrata vaktrabjam virajombaram.
Satam virajam separate pannama, Rajesh?
If you are able, if you want to, it's virajam arkabham, but if you want to say it together, that's okay too.
Satam virajamarkabham sitapadmotpalasrajam snigdhanilaalaka vaktrabjam virajombaram.
सदं विरजम् अर्काभं सिरपद्मोत्पलस्रजं
Snigdha, in the word snigdha, leelalaka vrata.
Oh, okay. Snigdha vrata vaktrabjam virajombaram.
Yeah, correct. Snigdha leelalaka vrata vaktrabjam virajombaram.
Snigdha vrata vaktrabjam virajombaram.
Rajesh, question. The first line, Siddha Padmotpalasrajam, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I have something different. Okay, no problem.
Yeah, correct. Sita Padmotpala Srajam.
Okay, thank you.
Kiritinam Kundalinam, Shanka Chakra Gadadharam, Shvetotpala Kridanakam, Manas Sparsha Smitekshanam. Kiritinam Kundalinam, Shanka Chakra Gadadharam, Shvetotpala Kridanakam, Manasparsha Smitekshanam.
Kiritinam kundalinam shankachakra gadhadharam shvetotpala kridanakam manasparshasmitekshanam.
किरीटिनं कुण्डलीनं शङ्खचक्रगदाधरं श्वेतोत्पलक्रीडनकं मनस्पर्शस्मितेक्षणम्.
All right, we'll just switch for the last 20 minutes. Uma, you can be a student, and Jai Shri Sriram, if you're there, you can be a student. Binyasta Charanam Bojam, just breaking at that ma, Charanam Bojam. Next word will start with the Amsa Deshe Garut Mataha, Trishtva Khevastitam Vakshaha, comma, Shriyam Kaustubha Kandaram. Vinyasta Charanam Bhojam, Amsa Deshe Garut Mataha, Drishtva Khevastitam Vakshaha, Shriyam Kaustubha Kandaram.
विन्यस्तचरणाम्भोजम् अंसदेशे गरुत्मतः दृष्ट्वा खेवस्थितं वक्षः श्रियं कौस्तुभकन्धरम्
विन्यस्तचरणाम्भोजम् अंसदेशे गरुत्मतः दृष्ट्वा केवस्थितं वक्षः श्रियं कौस्तुभगन्धरम्
Jata Harsho Pathan Murdna, comma, Kshitau Labdha Manoratah, Girbhis Twabhya Grinat, one word, Twabhya Grinat Preeti, put a plus, Swabhavatma Kritanjalihi. Jata Harsho Patan Murdna, Kshitau Labdha Manoratah, Girbhistvabhya Grinat Preeti Swabhavatma Kritanjalihi.
जातहर्षोपतन्मूर्ध्ना क्षितौ लब्धमनोरथः गीर्भिस्त्वभ्यगृणात् प्रीति स्वभावात्मा कृताञ्जलिः
जादहर्षोपतन्मूर्ध्ना क्षितौ लब्धमनोरथः गीर्भिस्त्वभ्य कृणात् प्रीति स्वभावात्मा कृताञ्जलिः.
Rishiru Vacha, so there's a small Kardama Stuti that Kardama does when he sees Bhagavan, which is starting from 13. Rishiru Vacha, Jushtam Batadhyakila Sattva Rashehe, comma, Samsidhyam Akshnostava, I'm just breaking at that ma, Akshnostava Darshanannaha, Yad Darshanam Janma Bhiridya Sadbihi. The ra goes away, puts a visarga on comma, sadbihi. Next word starts with the a. Ashasate yogino rudha yogaha. Rishirhuvacha jushtam batadhya kila satvarashehe samsidhyam akshnostava darshanannaha yad darshanam janma bhiridya sadbihi ashasate yogino rudha yogaha.
ऋषिरुवाच जुष्टं बताध्याखिलसत्त्वराशेः सांसिध्यमक्षणोस्तव दर्शनान्नः यद्दर्शनं जन्मभिरीड्य सद्भिः आशासते योगिनो रूढयोगाः
ऋषिरुवाच जुष्टं पदात्याखिल सत्वराशेः सांसिध्यम् अक्षणोस्तव दर्शनान्नः यद्दर्शनं जन्मभिरीड्य सद्भिः आशासदे योगिनो रूढयोगाः.
The first line la akshnos, iksh is only half iksh, not full ksha. So akshnos tava.
Akshnos, correct?
Correct.
Akshnos tava.
Ye mayaya te hata medasas tvat, put a plus, padara vindam bhava sindhu potam upasate kama lavaya tesham, comma, rasisha kaman nirayepi yesyuhu. Ye mayaya te hatamedasastvatpadaravindam bhavasindhupotam upasate kama lavaya tesham rasisha kaman nirayepi yesyuhu.
ये मायया ते हतमेधस ये मायया ते हतमेधसस्त्वत्पादारविन्दं भवसिन्धुपोतम् उपासते कामलवाय तेषां राशीश कामान् निरयेऽपि ये स्युः।
ये मायया देहहतमेत सस्त्वत्पादारविन्दं भवसिन्धुबोधम् उवासते कामलवाय तेषां राशीश कामान् निरयेऽपि ये स्युः।
तथा स चाहं परिवोढु कामः समानशीलां गृह मेधधेनुम् उपेयिवान् मूलम् अशेषमूलम्, if you want to break it that ma, मूलम् अशेषमूलम् दुराशयः काम दुघाङ्घ्रि पश्य। तथा स चाहं परिवोढुकामः समानशीलां गृहमेधधेनुम् उपेयिवान् मूलमशेषमूलं दुराशयः कामदुघाङ्घ्रिपस्य।
यथा स चाहं परिवोढुकामः समानशीलां गृहमेधधेनुम् उपेयिवान्मूलमशेषमूलं दुराशयः कामदुघाङ्घ्रिपस्य।
तदा शसाहं परिवोढुकामः समानशीलां गृहमेधतेनुम् उभेयिवान्मूलम् अशेषमूलं दुराशयः कामदुःखाङ्घ्रिपस्य।
प्रजापतेस्ते वचसाधीश तन्त्या लोकः किलायं काम हतोऽनुबद्धः अहं च लोकानुगतो वहामि बलिं च शुक्लानिमिषाय, one word, शुक्लानिमिषाय तुभ्यम्। प्रजापतेस्ते वचसाधीश तन्त्या लोकः किलायं कामहतोऽनुबद्धः अहं च लोकानुगतो वहामि बलिं च शुक्लानिमिषाय तुभ्यम्।
प्रजापतेस्ते वचसाधीशतन्त्या लोकः किलायं कामहतोऽनुबद्धः अहं च लोकानुगतो वहामि बलिं च शुक्लानिमिषाय तुभ्यम्।
प्रजापतेस्ते वशाधीशतन्त्या वशाधीश प्रजापतेस्ते वशाधीशतन्त्या।
அந்த வேர்ட் ஒரு செகண்ட். வா ஷா வச்சசாதீஷ
वचसाधीश, oh sorry, प्रजापतेस्ते वचसाधीशतन्त्या लोकः किलायं कामः दोनुपत्तः अहं च लोकानुगतो वहामि बलिं च शुक्लानिमिषाय तुभ्यम्.
கரெக்ட். அது வந்து சுக்லானின்னு வராது. You said it correct now, but it's சுக்ல அனிமிஷாய. So it's சுக்லா நிமிஷாய, one word, okay?
शुक्लानिमिषाय तुभ्यम्.
लोकांश्च लोकानुगतान् पशूंश्च हित्वा श्रितास्ते चरणातपत्रम् परस्परं त्वद्गुणवादसीधु, the plus again, पीयूष निर्यापित देह धर्माः। लोकांश्च लोकानुगतान् पशूंश्च हित्वा श्रितास्ते चरणातपत्रं परस्परं त्वद्गुणवादसीधु पीयूष निर्यापित देह धर्माः।
लोकांश्च लोकानुगतान् पशूंश्च हित्वा श्रितास्ते चरणातपत्रं परस्परं त्वद्गुणवादसीधु पीयूषनिर्यापितदेहधर्माः।
लोकांश्च लोकानुगतान् पशूंश्च हित्वा श्रितास्ते चरणारभद्रं परस्परं त्वद्गुणवादसीधु पीयूषनिर्यापितदेह धर्माः।
न ते जराक्ष भ्रमिरायुरेषां त्रयोदशारं त्रिशतं षष्टि पर्व Shannimyananta, that's one word. Shannimyanantachadi yatrinaabhi, comma, karala sroto jagadachidya dhavat. Some tongue twister words here. Nate jarakshabhamirayuresham त्रयोदशारं त्रिशतं षष्टिपर्व शम्नेम्यनन्तच्छदियतृणाभि करालस्रोतो जगदाच्छिद्य धावत्.
न ते जराक्षभ्रमिरायुरेषां त्रयोदशारं त्रिशतं षष्टिपर्व क्षण्णेम्यनन्तच्छदि यत्रिणाभिः करालस्रोतो जगदाच्छिद्य धावत्
न ते जराक्षप्रमिरायुवेषां त्रयोदशारं त्रिशदं षष्टिपर्व शन्येम्य नन्दच्छदि यत्रिणाभि करालस्रोतो जगदाच्चित्य तावत्.
Next stanza is also a little bit twisted. Ekaswayam san jagatas sisrikshaya, and then we're going to put a plus there, okay, because advitiyaya will come. So put a plus there. So sisrikshaya dvitiyayatmanadhi. So until then it's one word. If you want to break it for your simplicity, it's sisrikshaya advitiyaya atmanadhi. Okay, but all of that will come as one long word. Atmanadi yoga mayaya. So that line is together. Srijasyadaf pasi punar grasishyate, comma, yathorna nabhir bhagavan swashaktibihi. Ekaswayam sanjagatasya srikshaya dvitiyayatman. Ekaswayam sanjagatasya srikshaya dvitiyayatmannadiyogamayaya srijasyadav pasi punargrasishyate yatornanabhirbhagavan swashaktibihi.
Rajeshi, punargrasishyate, or my book has punargrasishyase.
Mine has tha grasishyate.
So first tha, right?
First tha, yeah.
एकस्वयं सञ्जगतस्य सृक्षया द्वितीययात्मन्नधियोगमायया सृजस्यदः पासि पुनर्ग्रसिष्यते यथोर्ननाभिर्भगवन् स्वशक्तिभिः
एकस्वयं सञ्जगतः सुसृक्षया द्वितीययात् आत्मनन्नदियोगमायया सृजस्यदः पासि पुनर्ग्रसिष्यते यदोर्ननाभिर्भगवन् स्वशक्तिभिः.
Yeah, and as much as possible that Atman, you don't have to say it separately if you're able to. It just becomes Srishikshaya Dvitiyayatman Nadi.
एकस्वयं सञ्जगतः शुश्रूषयात् विधीययात्मन्नदियोगमायया.
Correct, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that
Okay. I mean, I wonder if you can break it into individual words, but just the right way of saying it is not to separate that when the S shape is coming, right? To separate it as A, that's all.
so the third line is punargrasishyase, right?
No,
Or
Grasishyate, ta, first ta.
okay, thank you.
Naitat batadhisha padam tavepsitam, comma, yen mayaya nas tanushe bhuta sukshmam anugrahayastvapi yarhi mayaya, comma, lasat tulasya tanuva vilakshitaha. Naitadbatadhisha padam tavepsitam yen mayaya nas tanushe bhuta sukshmam anugrahayastvapi yarhi mayaya lasat tulasya tanuva vilakshitaha.
नैतद्बताधीशपदं तवेप्सितं यन्मायया नस्तनुषे भूतसूक्ष्मम् अनुग्रहायास्त्वपि यर्हि मायया लसत्तुलस्या तनुवा विलक्षितः
नैतत्पदाधीशपदं त्ववेप्सितं यन्मायया नस्तनुषे भूतसूक्ष्मम् अनुग्रहायास्त्वभिर्हि मायया लसत्तुलस्या तनुवा विलक्षितः
Tam Tvanubhutyo Bharata, one word again, Bharata Kriyartam, comma, Swa Mayaya Vartita Loka Tantram, Namamya Bhikshnam Namaniya Pada, put a plus, Sarojam Alpiyasi Kama Varsham. Tam Tvanubhutyo Bharata Kriyartam, Swamayaya Vartita Loka Tantram, Namamya Bhikshnam Namaniya Pada Sarojamalpiyasi Kama Varsham.
तं त्वानुभूत्योपरतक्रियार्थं स्वमायया वर्तितलोकतन्त्रं नमाम्यभीक्ष्णं नमनीयपादसरोजमल्पीयसि कामवर्षम्
त्वानुभूत्यो भरतक्रियार्थं स्वमायया वर्तितलोकतन्त्रं नमाम्यभीष्णं नमनीयपादसरोजम् अल्पीयसि कामवर्षम्
Rishiruvacha Ityavyalikam Pranutobja Nabhaha, that is goes away, Visarga comma. Tama Bhabashe Vachasamritena Suparna Pakshopari Rochamanaha, comma. Prema Smitodvikshana Vibramad Bhruhu. This Prema Smitodvikshana Vibramat Bhruhu.
Rajesh, my book has Maitreya Vaja for this one slogan.
Yeah, he's referring to Maitreya only. My
But the
book
previous Rishi is Kashyapa, right?
no.
Kardama.
Kardama. Previous Rishi is Kardama. This is Maitreya is just kind of transitioning to what Bhagavan is going to say.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong. My book says Rishi Ruvacha. Maitreya Vacha is okay if you want to say that. So Rishi Ruvacha Ityavyalikam Pranudobjanabha Tama Bhabashe Vachasa Bhratena Suparna Paksho Parirochamanaha Premasmitodvikshana Vibramad
ऋषिरुवाच इत्यव्यलीकं प्रणुतोऽब्जनाभः तमा बभाषे वचसामृतेन सुपर्णपक्षोपरिरोचमानः प्रेमस्मितोद्वीक्षणविभ्रमद्भ्रूः
ऋषिरुवाच इत्यव्यलीगं प्रणुतोऽब्जनाभः तमापभाषे वशशामृतेन सुपर्णपक्षोपरिरोचमानः प्रेमस्मितोद्वीक्षणविभ्रमद्भ्रूः.
We'll stop here. And the next one, Bhagavanu Vacha, new section starts. Shri Hare Namaha, Shri Hare Namaha, Shri Hare Namaha, Kopika Jeevana Smaranam Govinda Govinda, Sadgurunath Bhagaraj Ki Jai, Kahena Vacha Manasendriyer Va Buddhyatmana Va Prakrite Swabhavat, Karomi Yatyat Sakalam Parasmai Narayanayeti Samarpayami. Thank you all. I was really looking forward to seeing this Kardama's darshan today, but looks like, today is not the day to discuss that. A lot of people were anyway not there, but somehow I miscalculated the time. So,
Rajesh, we have a class next week, long weekend, right?
Yeah, if a lot of people are off, we can cancel it, we can check how it is. Now, message put in response.
இன்னைக்கே லாங் வீக்கெண்ட் மாதிரி தான் இருக்கு, நிறைய பேர் இல்ல.
அதனாலதான். Anyway, okay.
Thanks, Rajesh.
Thank you, Rajesh.
Bye.